Welcome to another episode of Your Health in 15 Minutes. Welcome our guest today, Matt Haynes, and I am your host, Josh Sands. Last time we spoke about how to select a trainer, how to select a studio, how to get a jump start on your New Year's resolutions. Well, today we're going to talk with Matt from Orange Theory Fitness, and we're going to discuss how to keep that passion going. I mean, you've enrolled in January. There's another 11 months till the end of the year, till the next New Year's resolution. So let's find out more. So, Matt, how do we keep going with this? Like once we got that studio going, we're going to the gym, we've got making our sessions.
You know, the hardest part, is making it to there, making it to the studio, just driving to the studio. And, and once you get there, the trainer, the staff's going to take care of you. You're going to see results, and results what keeps people coming back. You're going to feel great. Our motto is more life.
Right.
So we truly believe in that. You're going to feel rejuvenated after every single class. It is a very challenging class, but again, you move at your own pace. And it's 1 hour. Everybody has 1 hour in their schedule. You can make 1 hour for yourself because we can never put a price on our own health. Some people want to take a pill for this, pill for that, pill for this, pill for this, pill for this. But the human body is made to move. And exercise, get rid of those toxins and just keep moving, prevent injuries. Once you make that first commitment, I can almost guarantee you're going to be sold.
Right. And the body makes its own pain medicine. You get endorphin release.
That's right.
But endorphin release is actually, I've seen some research, and it's actually related to the intensity of the action or activity. So you may not have that release at low intensity exercise, but at moderate to high, there's a threshold where that individual senses that, and their endorphins, these beta endorphins get released. And that's where, like, for example, the runner's high, people just keep going, and you're Forrest Gump all the way.
Hit that second wind.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I believe that, definitely. I've seen it, I've felt it. But once we're in the studio and we've got the endorphins cranking up, and we're going through our day. We've got, there's something called the afterburn in Orange Theory, right? Yep. So explain more about that.
All right, so the afterburn is created, so we train in 5 different heart rate zones. Our gray zone, we're just hanging out, we're breathing. We spend about 1 or 2 minutes there. The next zone is our blue zone. That's our warm-up zone. So we're going to spend about 3 or 4 minutes warming up, getting the body flowing. And then our base, zone number 3, is our green zone. Base, if you're a runner or jogger, that's a moderately, light jog, nothing crazy. Again, slow jog. It's challenging, but it's doable. The next zone is our orange zone, zone number 4, which is a little bit more challenging. We call it our push. That's a pace to where you can't quite have a conversation. So if we're talking, we're not going quite fast enough. Okay, so it's a little more challenging than our base. And then we have an all-out zone. Zone number 5, which you might hit the red, that is our all-out. That is like we're sprinting to the finish line. For example, if I'm running at 5 miles an hour, that's our base. You got push, somewhere between 6.5, and then our all-out, basically as fast as we can go. The good thing about the all-out is you can get a 1-minute walk and recovery at the end of that. Okay, we all have different speeds. We have speeds for our power walkers. Runners and joggers, so it's different speeds. Again, you're moving at your own pace. But to go back to your question, so we want to spend about 12 minutes or more in zones number 4 and 5, that orange and red zone. The reason that is, for example, for a male, if I was to burn 800 calories and I spent 12 minutes or more in that orange and red zone combined, we have now just created that afterburn, which means so I burn 800 calories, I'm going to be burning calories for the rest of the day into tomorrow. That's the afterburn. That's the whole science behind Orange Theory. So imagine if a person was to come 4 to 3 times a week, your body literally becomes an inferno 24/7. So if I come on Monday, I burn 800 calories, but I take Tuesday off, guess what? I'm still burning calories. I come Wednesday, I burn 750 calories, but I got 12 points, I'm still burning calories the next day. So again, your body becomes an inferno, ramping that metabolism up.
So it just carries over.
And it carries over and over and over and over, and you're really, really going to see those significant changes. So basically what we're doing on the treadmill is we got 3 different stations. You're going to have your treadmill block, which we call the flex decks, which are spring loaded. They reduce impact by 40%. So they're fantastic for people with bad knees, hips, or ankles. So, you know, you're going to spend anywhere from 15 to 23 minutes on the treadmill. You're going to spend a little time on the rower, and then we have a strength training area, the weight floor. But you're going to hit all 3 areas. You're going to do all this in under an hour. And like I said before, is that every day you come in there, there's going to be a different focus every single day. But the goal is to get those 12 points or more. That way we can create that afterburn.
So possibly those 12 points will get you into that zone where your endorphins are released.
That's right.
And keep you going.
That's right.
Keep you feeling good.
That's right.
All right. So if we're on a routine now, let's say, so how do we, what are your recommendations? We have to, you know, keep this body going. So how would you recommend to fuel the body before, you know, before these workouts, you know, post-workout? How do we feed ourselves?
That's a great question. You know, and everybody's so different. You know, there's a lot of, you know, studies out there for fasted cardio. You know, what is our main goal? We're trying to lose weight, and everybody's so different. You know, I can't say, hey, you know, before you work out, you should have oatmeal and a banana, because we're all so different. You know, you might need that, but this person here just needs some water. But we definitely got to be hydrated. I always stay hydrated before the class, but after class is where the magic happens. That is where, you know, you call that anabolic window, where we basically got anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour to really replenish what we just put out. You know, and a great, you know, after workout meal was something as simple as chocolate milk, because it's got, you know, you get sugars in there, you got your carbs in there, and you got a little bit of protein in there. That way we can fuel those muscles. The worst thing to do is to work out and not to eat 3 or 4 hours later. Then we become catabolic.
Yeah, you miss that opportunity, basically.
Yeah, you got to have that opportunity window. We call that the magic window.
So you gotta feed the muscles. You gotta get that protein
Yes.
in. And one of the other things that people don't realize, though, is you know, from patients I've talked to, is people don't get enough sleep. So how much sleep should you get before the workout, or should you be rested, or do you want to push this?
You know, I would recommend at least 6 hours of sleep. You know, if you can. I know it's very difficult in today's society, is to get, you know, the magic 8 hours of sleep or more. But you know, 6, because I think what happens is, you can answer this. You know, if we're going, working out, you know, sleeping 3 or 4 hours, working out, 2 hours sleep here, working out, you know, because it's made a priority, then I think we start releasing that cortisol, that stress hormone, and then you start.
That is counterproductive, actually.
Right. Yeah.
So actually, you know, there's more inflammatory issues, higher cortisol levels. You know, it cranks up your blood glucose.
Yes.
You know, so I mean, it's a stress hormone.
Right.
So, but actually, you know, going back to, you know, feeding those muscles with the protein, you know, will be added into the muscle like during your deep sleep phases.
That's right.
So that's the restorative part of sleep. I mean, there's four stages of sleep. You know, you got your light sleep, stage 1, 2, and then 3 in REM, your deeper phases. That's actually the restorative properties. So you're correct. I mean, if you don't have enough sleep, then you can't repair your body through each of these workout cycles. You know, you're going to go in and with injured muscles the following day if there's inadequate sleep, right? So then eventually over time, you're going to have a repetitive motion injury, you know, dysfunction, and then now you're out of the race. Literally. You know, usually in most orthopedic issues are 6 weeks, and then you got to get back. So then you got to make up those 6 weeks.
That's right.
Right. So what are your strategies for I guess injury prevention then?
So for me, you talking about me personally or just in general?
In general.
So in general, you know, we got to take care of our body. Bottom line is, you know, is our diet on check? You know, we can't eat like garbage and expect our, you know, to perform at a high level. You know, we gotta correctly fuel our body every single day, because you might feel sluggish during the workout, but there's a reason why. Why do we feel sluggish? Is it because I haven't had enough sleep, or is it because I ate a bucket of chicken? You know, you gotta fuel your body. You know, and properly.
Right.
And that's half the battle. People, you know, sometimes forget that you cannot outwork a bad diet. You just can't do it.
Well, one of the things I tell my patients, they ask me, you know, what do you eat? Well, I always tell them, think of yourself as a car. You know, are you that Oldsmobile or your grandfather's Cadillac?
Yeah.
Or are you a Formula 1 F1 racer? You know, so what kind of fuel you're not going to put 87 octane in that that fancy car. It's going to mess up the engine. I mean, I guess it's the same in terms of your food choices,
yes, it is.
right?
Absolutely.
You're going to mess up your engine.
That's right. if we're not eating correctly, we're going to be sluggish, we'll be lethargic, and then it's going to be dragging to get into the studio. So the biggest proponent is hydration and staying hydrated at all times, because I think more than half the American population is walking around dehydrated and they don't realize it.
Right.
They think they're hungry, but in reality
Right.
they're dehydrated.
Right. Because they're trying to get that water out of the food.
Right.
So they're just eating, but they
Yes.
should be drinking.
Right.
Right. I mean, we'll get labs and like, yeah, did you know you're dehydrated, or did you know your kidney function's down? And usually all responses is like, you should drink more water.
Yeah.
How much water are you drinking? But all right, that's good insight. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So overall, basically, we've got to, have the proper fuel to keep going. We've got injury prevention strategies. We've got to get enough sleep.
Sleep. Mm-hmm.
We've got to get enough water.
Water. Yes.
And that'll keep us going. 11 months, right? Till the next,
That's
next
right,
cycle,
11,
next
that's right, that's it.
resolution. Well, there you have it, folks. This is Matt Hayes from Orange Theory Fitness. We appreciate him coming on to the show. And I'm your host, Josh Sands, for Your Health in 15 Minutes. We'll see you next time.